dynamic action. So what exactly is the blueprint for right action? Blueprint for karma. Ideal action. Ideal action envisages two things. When you perform action, karma, in the framework that we have just now described, you will be free from agitations, all right? You generate energy. Right action, ideal action envisages two things. Number one, ideal action must generate energy. Number two, ideal action must avoid dissipation of existing energy. But today that doesn't happen. Most people believe, there is a colossal misconception about the action. They believe action makes you tired. No, work can never make you tired. What is actually making you tired is action backed by negative thought, negative intention, negative thought. What is actually making you tired? When you are performing action in this framework that we just discussed, that 5 condition, that generate energy. So ideal action must generate energy. You must also avoid dissipation of existing energy. Right action literally creates a lot of energy in you. You must have experienced in your own life some time or the other. You are working for a nobler purpose, nobler cause, maybe building a temple, or maybe building a community center where there is no specific personal interest whatsoever, and you have worked hours together. You didn't even have enough time to eat food, lunch or whatever. In the evening when you come home, of course your body needs some rest, but mentally, emotionally, do you feel fatigued? You feel fresh. On the contrary, I've heard people say this, that they say when they sit at home and do nothing, they feel more tired. How come when you sit at home and do nothing, you feel more tired? Whereas when you are doing intense work with a noble intention, you have more energy. What is actually making you tired is negative thought backing it. You find people reach office, they drive from home to workplace, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes driving distance. They reach the office by 10 o'clock, by 11:30, by half an hour of working, and they say, I'm tired, they're yawning. They need to be given tea or coffee to pep them up. And they say, I'm dog tired. And they want to take a cat nap also. No energy. And analyze what they have done. Sitting on the chair and punching computer buttons. That's all they did. And tired. That is, the reason is, although you're physically not very active, your mind is wandering in all directions. It is this wandering tendency of the mind that's actually making you tired. Not anything else. I happened to read a medical journal a while ago. In that journal, the author was talking about the dynamics of tiredness. He says, what actually consumes energy? He says, if you entertain strong negative emotions like anger, jealousy, hatred, etc., even for 10 minutes, you could be consuming energy that is required for about 10 hours of physical labor. I repeat, if you entertain strong negative emotion like anger, jealousy, hatred, etc., even for 10 minutes, you could be consuming energy that's required for 10 hours of physical labor. That's the rate at which negative thought consumes energy. Your brain consumes a good part of your vital energy. The size of the brain is only 3% compared to the size of the body. That 3% of the brain consumes nearly 30% of your energy. Why? Thoughts. How to generate energy. And you must also avoid dissipation of the existing energy. Generation of energy depends upon the proper utilization of your own body, mind, and intellect. What do you do with the body? What do you do with the mind? What do you do with the intellect? Your physical body must perform dynamic action. The more you perform dynamic action, that builds physical strength. The first principle is that you got to keep your body active. Today in the modern world, whatever your physical body can do, we have machineries to do. As a result, we are forgetting to use the body. Therefore, you got to keep your body exercised. Sharira yatra pichade. Even for the maintenance of the body, you got to act. But what happens is, today, our body becomes so sluggish and lethargic. Even for exercise, there is lethargy. I've seen people going to gym on the second floor. They're waiting for the lift to catch. that extent of lethargy. Physical action. In fact, you got to develop a physical, daily routine. If you don't have time to go for a walk or running or gym or whatever, let your day-to-day activity, day-to-day schedule should involve certain physical activity. The first principle is that body must perform dynamic action. Otherwise, the body will putrefy and die. It'll perish. First principle, the physical body must be active, dynamic. The first principle of success is action, work. Success always comes after work, never before, isn't it? Except in one place, and that is in the dictionary. Only in dictionary success comes before work. Everywhere else afterwards. So first principle, dynamic action, that builds physical strength. While the body performs dynamic action, the mind must be surrendered to the ideal, the unselfish goal that you have set for yourself. The selfless goal. You are oblating all your activity, that unselfish ideal that you have set for yourself. You can have, when I say unselfish ideal, doesn't mean that you all should become a Gandhi, Mandela, Mother Teresa. You can have a personal ideal which is unselfish. You want to become the CEO of the company. No problem. It's a personal goal. Now, when you want to become the CEO of the company, what is the intention behind that desire? Do you want to become the CEO of the company to amass more wealth, to gain more power? If that is selfish intention. If the intention is, I want to become the CEO because I want to add value to the organization, I want to contribute to the organization because that organization is adding value to the society. If that intention, you can still have a personal goal. Mind must be surrendered to the ideal. When the mind is surrendered to the ideal, you develop mental stamina. Mental stamina is that ability to endure the pain. As the saying goes, where there is no pain, no gain. That's a law of life. You analyze the lives of any individual, they have gone through lots of pain. The truth is, the law of pain is that pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Every pain will not make you suffer. Suffering is your reaction, but we do not know how to react. As a result, even slightest of pain make you suffer miserably. Suffering is your option, your choice. Analyze the life of any successful individual. As the saying goes, behind every successful man, there is a behind every successful man, there is a behind every successful man, there is a pain. What pain? Pain of discipline. Analyze the life of any individual. He went through very disciplined life in his own right. But we don't see the sacrifice that he made. We only see success, isn't it? So that ability to endure the pain of discipline. There are two types of pain. The two types of pains are the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. If you do not endure the pain of discipline, you are bound to go through the pain of regret later. So the mind surrenders to the ideal, you develop mental stamina, you become a resourceful person. Number 3, your intellect must constantly visualize reaching the goal. When your intellect constantly visualize reaching the goal, you develop intellectual stability. Your intellect is fixed upon that purpose. It is not wavering. It does not allow the mind to waver. Your intellect must constantly visualize, simply because the law is that we discussed the other day, as you think, so you become. Let your intellect constantly entertain, indulge in the thought of becoming. So, physical body perform dynamic action, mind surrender to the ideal, intellect constantly visualize the ideal. Such utilization of your body, mind and intellect generate energy. Having generated energy, you must also avoid dissipation